Welcome to my channel. I've always wanted to do YouTube. I own a garage, but I don't know the first thing about cars. I then thought, oh, if I'm going to do YouTube, I need a car. So I went on eBay, I put in a stupid bid for a stupid car, and I bought one hell of a massive mistake. So, this is my car. It's a 4.2 litre V8 Audi S4. Yeah, exactly. I got it for £1,600 and then it cost £300 to have it delivered from Manchester. The front end is completely missing. The story is that a recovery truck reversed into it and smashed the front end basically. It's not HPI recorded, so technically clean title. It does have the engine in, and I'm told the engine does run. Obvious things, this here slam panel has got a massive dent in it. Headlight is in the back of the car, but is broken to bits. Battery is very dead. It won't start it. It won't even turn on the dash. Can't open the boot. There is stuff in the boot, I believe, but this was delivered at 10 o'clock last night by a really lovely delivery company, actually, I must say. I'll try and find out their details, because if anyone wants to use them, they're absolutely brilliant. I don't know if you can see on camera the actual colour difference. So, you know, they've gone to the length of ordering a grey bonnet, only to order the wrong colour grey bonnet. Yeah, it's not a Mercedes. I noticed this as well. I've got a registration there. That is not the registration of the car. So I'm guessing this has been smashed because there's loads of bits of glass. The interior, standard S4, random buttons, don't know what they do. Absolute filthy seat, stinks as well. The headlining is saggy. In the back we have a bumper, but as you can see kind of over there, it's actually the smashed bumper. I thought it was coming with a new bumper, but I'm guessing not. Got this, all filthy, seat belts, literally absolute mouldy. Now, that's not actually missing. I've sent that to a friend of mine who's got a breakers near him that has a bumper. Scratches. I mean, I'm not going to go to... This isn't going to be a concourse restoration. It's going to be, I get it back, get it nice, get it MOT'd, and go from there. Look at that. Nice little gouge in the roof. It's been Wolverined. Someone's put a hole in it. A hole in the door. So it needs a new door. This is the smashed light. And then look. That is gross. All the bolts, that's handy. Under this. Well, oh. Hey. I can actually clean it now. Smashed up speaker thing. Few scratches. It's tatty. But you know, it's technically a 300 brake horsepower weapon. Where do we go from here? I guess we start her and see if she starts. Right, so the car is absolutely, completely dead. I know a bit about cars and how they work. I can change discs, I can change pads, I can service a car, but someone said, do anything on this. I'm not going to be able to do it. That's where I get my Timmy in. My Timmy, he does everything. He is my mechanic, and he's really good at it. But I'm not so good at it. But I do, as an advantage, have a lot of the tools. So hopefully we can see if she starts. Hoping now we've got a battery pack connected. I think the battery's possibly going to be too dead. Hey, we have a dash. Oh no, it's got a bulb out. Oh, it's got a few bulbs out. Right, will it start? Hey! So she does actually start. Oh, not for long though, because that's puking out oil. Makes sense really, doesn't it? We've got to give it the obligatory blip.
Got it all over me.
We have oil / some form of substance coming out of this pipe here, and I just sprayed my wife with it and she is not happy. So much so that I've had to cut the last scene because of expletives. Oops. Ladies, if you ever need advice on how to get stains out, brake cleaner is your friend. Yeah, that is basically the Audi S4. I'm looking at the screen, not the camera. We can then start looking into what we need to order, what we need to get, kind of how much it's going to be. I think this is a losing battle. We're never going to be able to sell this for more than we are going to put into it. I already paid too much for it. So from here, who knows where we go, but let's get it in. Getting in this car, oh my word, the smell. Oh, the smell, it's delightful. Well, Miriam, can you go push? Decided to put a seat cover in because we reckon someone smashed the window and then weed for it because it really stinks of wee. Yeah, so basically it's a bit smelly. This is Miriam, this is Tim, I am John.
We're recording.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So anyway, me and Tim are pushing, Miriam's going to drive.
I told you that.
I thought you were just live.
Does anyone know any men?
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, I've either got Bob's Builders or Fireman Sam's number.
I think we go back and then forward again. Oh, Tim, he's got a flat tyre.
Alright, going in.
Go on then. Flipping Nora's, this thing's heavy. Right, Miriam, do you reckon you can do this in one? I do not think so. I got Skechers. Why is this so heavy? I swear Miriam's doing a little joke on us. Are you pushing the brake? Flipping weighty thing.
This isn't going to be easy. We want it on the other ramp.
Full turn, full send.
Straight.
What? Actually, you can't do it.
Can't do it.
Okay, well, do you want to get out and push? Because Tim's the only one that was going to do that in a oneer. He's the only one with a driving licence.
And I've got no grip. Come on. Brake.
Well, we ain't going to push it up there, are we?
Forward. Brake.
Start it up, put it in reverse, and reverse it up the ramp. We'll try turning the key. Now reverse. And go. No, stop.
Yeah, there you go. That's not aircon. That's oil cooler. For the gearbox.
So we've probably just killed the gearbox. Well done,
I
Miriam.
doubt it. I doubt it. Straight. Left.
Oh, we've crashed it. Right, so the car is in. It's on the ramp. I don't really know where to start, but I think, to be honest, I need to start with stripping the front end down. Literally just pushing it in. I'm just like, give up with this thing. We was like, oh, we'll reverse it up the ramp. Second we did that, the gearbox is like not engaging anything. So I'm guessing this thing that's puking out the oil is going to be gearbox fluid as opposed to like power steering or something. So, I hope we haven't done the gearbox. That's going to be a nightmare. So here goes. Let's remove this bit first. Remove this bit first. So nothing really much to say or show here. Basically taking the front end off, making it look less pretty. Good times. I'm hoping that standing water, there's a random water leak. I'm hoping that is like standing water. Back to taking the front end off. At least most of it's been done for me. That's good. Oh man. Oh, I'm just looking behind the fans. There is so much oil. I reckon it's gonna need more work than I can be bothered to do. I think the top's all loose. The top is all done and loose and hanging like it should be, I think. Yeah? So that's all good. The underside, I'm guessing, you've got to discombobulate those pipes up there. So they look like they go through it. And then those ones there. And then, who even knows where we go from there? Tim, I'm steaming up.
I know.
Tim, I'm steaming up.
You said you can't see what you're doing.
They're on the floor
Now
now.
you're throwing them around. Right. This is gonna might spray out some more. Don't forget.
Watch your finger! Right, so the front end is off. Oh, I don't know how this camera works. It's like a proper tracks your face. So the front end is off. We've got these random snapped wires here. That wasn't me, they were already snapped. I ended up cutting that pipe in there. So this is all free, but I couldn't get them to separate, so I just cut that and I cut the bottom one. Where do we go from here? We've got the car on the ramp. Let's go around and work out what we actually need, because this is going to start adding up. Right, so what have we got to order? We've got to order this, we've got the headlights, we've got all of that. I'm just going to bin that and order it all fresh. The valve covers. Valve covers, they're going to have to be done. Whatever gasket is in here is going to have to be done. Intake, manifold, gasket. New belt, washer there. Repair the snapped wires. We've got to replace that wing, a rear door, the bonnet. We've got to fix the sagging head lining, and we've got to clean the thing. We need some wheels, we need some tyres. The list for this is most definitely endless. So let's get some parts ordered. So I'm back at my desk and I'm looking to try and find parts for this S4. I'm finding some parts that can be used from an A4, like the wing. I can order an A4 wing, no problem. It's only the RS4 wings that are different. The radiator pack, I'm not sure on. The auto is different from the manual, and then so I think I need a radiator pack from an S4. Front bumper, I can use an S-line one, but the grill's different. Can you find a grill anywhere? No. Can you find an aftermarket grill for one anywhere? No. Not even a mesh grill, because they're all for the A4 to convert the A4 to the S-line. No, the S4. So grills are hard to find. One that I found won't sell the grill separate from the bumper that's the wrong colour for the car. So I kind of don't know what to do going forward. I found there's a radiator pack in Lithuania, but I think I found a guy up north in Lancaster who's on like 45 S4s. He's got a load of the parts I need, but he's not got much in Dolphin Grey. I think he's got one wing, and then I can order a blue bumper with the grille. But is it worth ordering that just for a grille? I don't know. I feel like it does need the S4 grille, or at least an aftermarket one. So if I can find something, then maybe that'll be good. Door I've managed to find. Headlight I've managed to find. The little strip that goes on the side skirt I've managed to find. The one that goes above the window sill on the passenger side, managed to find one of those. Just hunting everything down. The bumper seems to be the main one. No one seems to break these cars, and I can't find any that are just available. So I think it's going to be an S-line and try and source a grill later down the line. We'll go from there. So we're now getting cracking on collecting some parts. We've got a door down here. We've managed to source a door. This is off just an Audi A4. So I'm hoping we can swap all the trims over. It's not got a door card on it. My door card's wrecked, so I need to get a door card from somewhere. It's got loads of like sticky stuff on it. The tiny bit of lacquer peel, where is it? Just a bit there. Other than that, other than a good clean, it looks pretty good condition, to be honest. The most exciting thing is that we have some wheels. Now, they aren't anything special because obviously it's a bit of a crap. We don't want to spend a lot of money on it, so I managed to find these on eBay. They're just Audi wheels, but they're pretty decent. They've all got tyres. I think they're the S-line wheels, but tyres have decent tread. One of them, however, is buckled. To the wheels, this is the one that has the flat spot. It's pretty much round, and then whammo, we've got a flat spot there. So I know it's a really good company in Malden, which is where I live, called George Tyres, and they'll straighten out pretty much any wheels. I mean, we send cars there when like we get cars coming in with buckled wheels, and some of the ones we've seen are absolute horrendous, and somehow they manage to get them straight. So, you know, it's decent. Right. So I think now it's time to start tackling these monstrous oil leaks. So essentially, we're going to start stripping the top down, the valve covers, the manifold, whatever gumph is in here is all going to be coming off. So let's get into it. Tim, did you know that? There are 9 million bicycles in Beijing. That's a fact. Hey, we can see what the air filter was like. Ooh. Oh, it's pretty filth actually. That's not been changed in a while. A nice new one of them to go in. Man, it's got some weird bud myself. Ugh. So I'm thinking, before we go too far, we should probably drain the oil. So that's what we're going to do now. Drain the oil, see if there's even any in there. Don't doubt there is. I mean, the air filter hasn't been changed in a long while, which makes me question whether the oil filter or any of the other bits have been replaced in any time whatsoever. And I'm kind of a bit dubious about this because I don't actually think there's going to be anything in it. We know we've already lost all the coolant. No, what am I talking about? All the coolant, the gearbox oil. So there's going to be none of that in there. And this should hold about 9 litres. There's a lot of oil in this. That's a good thing, isn't it? So, just taking out all the coils. And this one, assuming we can see this. This one here is covered in oil, so kind of think it's a good thing we're doing it. At least then, hopefully that'll get rid of all those lovely little oil leaks. I just want to thank Audi for these 2 bolts in the rocker cover. I don't even know if you can see this. They're down there. I sent Tim in to do this one because, to be honest, it was just way too hard to do. Okay, so stop for a sec. We've got the valve covers off. They are actually not looking too bad. There's a bit of burnt charcoaliness, but I'll show you that in a sec. Honestly, these bolts down the back here, absolute nightmare. I had to get Tim to do them because I don't have the patience for it, but they're off. Now, let me flip this round because I want to show you why this is actually working out to be quite a good job. As you can see, one of the coils is quite oily, but firstly, all these spark plugs so far are loose. They don't feel tight to me. If I put that in there and undo it, look at this. How much oil's coming out on the end of it. It's mad. I think this one's the same. But they're also like literally that tight. I'm not even, that is minimal effort. So I don't know how tight they're meant to be on an Audi, but usually you just tighten them until you feel the little washer go. And look at all the oil that's coming out of it. Next complaint, calling Audi for parts. So I've been supplied these gaskets. That's what comes up for this reg. They're the part numbers. They're wrong. These are all right. So these other bits are replacing. They're all good. But we have all these half moons here. So if you ring up and speak to Audi, make sure you're getting the right part number, because now I've got to wait another day for more parts. But I said to him, since I got on the phone, I'm like, why is this not included with it? And he's like, we only supply the rocker cover gaskets as a thing. I was like, can I give you the part numbers I've got, because I've already ordered a rocker cover? And then he's like, yeah, and he goes, oh yeah, that's the wrong part. I was like, cool, can we get the right part then? And he's like, oh yeah, it does come with the half moons and the spark plug seals and all this. I was like, well, that's annoying, now I've lost another day. But, hey ho, let's get back to work. Right, so I've just taken the spark plugs out. Annoyingly, I hadn't pushed record on the camera. But you can see here, they're quite oiled up. These ones, Tim reckons have been blowing by, those two. So I'm guessing that's why they're covered in oil, but they were so oily. I suppose that's a good thing. The gaskets and seals are being replaced, along with fresh spark plugs, obviously. Right, so valve covers off, spark plugs out. Everything is kind of done on that front. So now we need to work out on getting this thingy cover off, but gotta get the injectors out, which is a bit of a mission. They're pretty stuck in there, so let's see how it goes. Lube them up first. That's Tim's advice, that's not my advice. I don't actually know. I've never taken an injector out before, so this is going to be fun. I've taken all these off. No, I haven't. I've taken the bolts out. There. So now, try and pull them out, but I don't think they're going to pull out nicely, so let's bend the fuel rail. So peep this, homies. There is no way of getting the injectors out. So Tim has lovingly offered to do this bit because I will break it. So we're taking off the fuel rail and then hoping we will be able to leave the injectors in place. That is the plan anyway.
Now there's more fuel dripping down that side.
Hopefully that lovely bit of petrol that's dripping down there will clean some of the oil off. What a delight. So I've nearly got the fuel rail off, all on my own. No help from a qualified mechanic at all.
No, it's...
No, 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 no. So, we are finally getting somewhere with this. Let me turn this around. The manifold thing here, that's almost free. These are all off. These are all off both sides. I think it's getting stuck down here on that bracket. So I need to undo that bracket. This has disintegrated, so I'm going to have to change that for some silicone pipe. Is literally falling apart all the way back to whatever that is. Exciting times. I've ordered, whilst I've got all the front end off, I've ordered a crank seal to go behind the crank pulley, and I've ordered a water pump to go behind the the water pumpy thing. Also got a new one of these coming because that one's a bit noisy. But other than that, we're cooking on gas. We're getting there. This has taken me like a week. No, not a week. Probably like 4 or 5 hours, but over the course of a week. But we're getting somewhere now, and let's get it done. Dream a little dream of me. Whoa! There's loads of cool stuff under here. Yeah. Go, John boy. Go, 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 John boy. Yes! Yes! So I finally have all the bits off the top of the engine, which somewhere down there somewhere, all off, but I've made an error, which I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not, but it could well be an issue. Let me explain. I've taken off this like swell flap thing that's not a swell flap, that looks like a swell flap but isn't a swell flap. We've got these things here, these little plastic nipple things. Don't know where they're meant to be, but they're not meant to be there, that's for sure. And then I can't get the other one out. I'll get it out in a minute. We've got a big old oil leak, so I'm glad we've kind of done it, because like under here is just all absolutely grot bag. And then obviously we're changing this gasket under here, which then means I need to order the oil seals for the oil filter housing. They're no longer available from Audi, so I've had to order them offline. They're going to be another 2 weeks odd, which is really frustrating because, as you can see, we have 2 ramps in this garage, and this one is being held up with a car that doesn't make us any money. So we've now got to wait another week for those 2 bits to come in. I've ordered new ones of these, so they're all good. Down in here, all looks pretty good, but look at all this grot across there. So that's going to be fun. Now, where I've made an error is on this. I've undone all of these Torx bolts in here, thinking they need to come undone. What that does is separate this, which is a sealed unit, and I realised, oh, there's a gasket in there, which you can see, a rubber gasket. So I was like, oh, I'll ring Audi and order that gasket. Oh, you can't order that gasket. It comes as part of the whole thing. And the whole thing is not meant to be split apart, which is really annoying. So, do I spend £2,700 on a new one? No. Or do I use some sealant, which is all I can do. But I can't see why it would be an issue. The gasket's not that bad. But we'll put some sealant on it later in the video somewhere. But as for now, it's time to get all the new gaskets back on the car. So now I need to get this thing out of here, which is going to be fun. Green's taking out all the knock sensors. What's the better one of those knock sensors breaks? Tim, I've just rounded one. I've rounded one.
Why can't you do it by hand first?
I did do it a hand. That one was already rounded, but I just put this in there again. I think it...
Knock it in with a hammer. There's dirt in them. Take the bit out and tap it, stop it in with a hammer.
I actually did say to him, it's good to see you undoing those by hand
Yeah,
first.
I've undone all of them by hand. So I've taken about 950 of these bolts out, because it's bolted on by like so many of them. But we're finally at the stage now where I should be able to lift the thing off. Oh, the smoke, loads of oil! Right, I don't want those falling in the engine. So let's put them down there with the rest of them. Finally at the stage of lifting this off. Tim told me that I have to change this filter because, oh, okay, probably shouldn't have put that there, should I? This is the gasket that we are changing. Good riddance to that. Now we get to clean the whole thing up. Yay! But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's a bit goldy, a bit more goldy than that colour, but all in all, it's not so bad so far. Legit do not know where all these bolts go. I'm like genuinely stressed about it, to be fair. Next job's to give it a clean up. So this seal down here, no longer available from Audi, so I've had to order it, annoyingly, online, which is kind of annoying because it's going to be about 2 weeks for delivery, and I really need to get this back together, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But man, the whole thing's actually so filthy, so hopefully we can get it at least a little bit clean. Better than it was. Not perfect, but I think it will do. Sure, if you can see this gasket, but that is completely level with the top of the... There's literally no way I can get away with not changing it whilst I'm here. But yeah, annoying. Ta-da! One cleaned up cover. Let's just clean the rest of it. I'm not sure how to do it because all the dirt's going to run into everything else. So I guess we'll find out. I've cleaned all this up. I've now cleaned all this bit up in there. So now it's time to fit new Audi gasket, put this back on. This seal up here, I gotta wait like another year for. But I don't want anything else falling into the engine. So I'm gonna get this back on. The rest I can put on at a later date. So let's get it on. Right, so we are now at the stage where we can't do any more up top whilst we're waiting for gaskets. I've got to come all the way from Latvia. So I think it's time to drop the sump, see what's going on in the bottom end of the engine, and we'll change the water pump whilst we're there, because why not, the front end's off.
Are you trying to imitate like Candyman?
Don't be mean, Tim.
I know.
I'm never mean about you. There's a pipe still on it.
There is. Right there.
That's what I just said. There's
Yeah.
a pipe still there.
Why should you leave that on it?
Why wouldn't you take that pipe off?
I can happily say I don't know everything.
Go on then.
I don't know everything.
No, happily.
Oh, I really don't know anything. Oh, no, everything. I mean, not anything. Where is it? Keeps
break?
Nothing, buddy.
What did you break?
From what I can see, nothing. Oh God, no, it has.
I'll buy another thing, Tim.
No. Bros, it doesn't help that the ramp is literally so blinking high up.
I thought it'd be my fault. So, in removing the water pump, we did something wrong. There is this crazy little shafty thing that looks like a giant Allen key, basically. That and that should be like that, but it's not like that anymore because it snapped. It's all fun and games, another reason why I think it's cool. Oh. So, Tim's come up with an absolute genius idea of, we've got some long H7 bits and we're just going to destroy one of those to replace the shaft. Genius! It's got to be cheaper than ordering it from Audi, if you can even buy it from Audi. Might as well give it a little bit of a clean up whilst we're around the back here. Show the camera.
Designed that any better.
Show the camera, Tim. Show the camera your bodge.
You couldn't have designed that any better. Length.
It's not always about the length.
Yeah, sits in. Yeah.
We've got a water pump off, which is up here. We're going to change that a bit later in the video. It's all attached to the back of something. Seems to me a stupid design anyway, but I'm sure there's some logic to it somewhere, and all the Audi people will be like, oh, it's a fantastic design, but it's not. So now I'm going to drop a sump, undo all the bolts around it. I've got to drop the anti-roll bar to do it, so I just need to drop that down, and then I think I can get to most of it. There's a strange little bracket thing here that I'm going to have to try and work my way around, and then just undo the level sensor. Fluid should be drained. The drain plug is still out of it, so it's been draining for a couple of days, so all being well, should come straight off. That is a great question, one that's plagued mankind for generations. Tim, we've got a problem.
What is the problem now? Is it the same problem as we had a minute ago? If it's the same problem, it's not a problem. It's just a minor inconvenience.
No, it's a problem.
Oh, have you got that?
Yeah, I just told you that was the problem.
The ramp is so blinking high up. You've got to be careful because it's obviously sitting.
On a wire. It's a wire. Oh, Tim!
Why have you continued? Get it. And that was you tipping it in there, and you managed to tip half of it over the.
That's right where you've just cleaned.
I know.
Okay. Oh, you can't even look at the bottom end.
No, you can't look at anything.
So why am I taking this off again?
To reseal it.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Because it may or
You know what I
may
should have
not
done? Cleaned the front first. Well, there you have it. Sump off. So, there's me thinking I'd be able to see the bottom end once I got this sump dropped, but that's not the case. You can kind of see up into. It's all relatively clean, to be fair. But I want to get it resealed because it looked kind of moist. I mean, that could be coming from anywhere, to be fair. I don't actually think the sump was potentially leaking, but whilst we got it here, we might as well just reseal it at the same time. I'm going to tackle swapping over the water pump. And, oh my word, Tim's going to end up putting this back together because I've literally spread out everywhere. And there is so many bolts and bits. I've really made a mistake. This isn't good.
There you go.
Tim, guess what? I don't think they need to change you, mate. But you know what? They say, when in Rome,
I was about to say the same thing.
shooting some meatball outside the school when a couple of guys who were up to no good push me and then just touch me. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. That doesn't look right.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that looks way too coarse for what I need. Look at us, Tim, we're just two men of the world. Working out here on our cars. Like men. Wow, that's like brand new. Ta-da! I feel water leaks coming on, but we have one nice new water pump fitted to this thing, which I now need to put back on the car. Right, I've got to spare a couple of minutes, so what I thought I'd do is quickly change the idle pulley. Still waiting for parts, and that is the biggest pain of doing this job. There's nothing I can do to get the parts quicker, I just got to wait, but at the same time, this is taking up space on the ramp, so I really need it gone to be able to get customers working, so it's kind of frustrating. Yeah, I'll have a quick tidy up. Just know you was crying about me leaving, so I thought I'd quickly change this, put it over. Talk to spec. Uh-oh, Tim, I've over talked it to spec. No, it's the right size socket. It's just it used to be hexagon shaped. And now it's round. Little cap back on. Ta-da! New one. So we've got some more time on the Audi today. So still waiting on parts. Still waiting for them to come in from Latvia. Don't know how long they're going to be. No one knows. Been told like 10 days. But here's what it is. We have got, going to whip the crank pulley off and change the crank seal behind it. And then we might tackle the rocker covers and change the bonnet. We now have a bonnet delivered that is the right colour. Few little stone chips, but overall, this bonnet is pretty mint. So, might whip that on, fit a strut. It's going to be nice to have a strut, finally, to hold it up instead of my bodged up extensions. Also, it's handy to have extensions when you have a garage. So yeah, whip this off, get a new crank seal in there, and go from there. So we have the crank pulley off. Quite easy to do, to be fair. Just undo the like 8 bolts or whatever it is. There's a dowel on there, so you kind of can't get it wrong. But happily to say, it looks like it might have been leaking, so I'm going to flip it round. Look, it's quite wet under there. So I'm pleased we've done it whilst it's all apart, because it does actually look like it was leaking. But, you know, it looks like everything here is leaking, and my worry is that I'm going to do the rocker covers, I'm going to change that seal thing there, change that crank pulley, redo all the sump, and it's still going to leak. Ironically, this gasket, ordered that in from Audi. These two in here, all ordered in from Audi. This seal here, nah, can't order that in from Audi. I've had to order that in from Latvia, but, you know, there we are. It's coming along, but there's still loads to do. And the beat goes on. Ba-ba-bum-da-bum-ba-da. Oh, so, 20 minutes of this video. It's going to be me putting these gloves on. Right, so, the way I would usually do these crank seals, which I've done one before in my life, on my own car, before I had a garage, was to screw a screw into it, and then pull the screw. And the screw would pull it out. Tim has told me that is not a proper way to do it, but it's the way I would do it. So I don't know, do I take a risk and do it my way, or do I wait for Tim to show me how to do it another way? I'm thinking crack on. Worst case, what's the worst that happens? I'll drill into the block and I need a new block. Oh, there's so many spiders on this car. They're like everywhere. I hate spiders. This is the way I would do it, but this isn't the way Tim would do it. And it's probably not the right way, but it's the John way. So I'd take this and I'd tap that in. Get this. So it's in there. Then get some pliers. Put it on your screw. And it doesn't work. Yep, that's it. It's now a Tim job.
You're meant to have a proper seal tool. I have got one, but it's for commercial vehicles, not cars.
Oh, clearly I loosened it.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Basically, Tim doesn't trust me and he wants to do it. But he says I've only got one go at this, so maybe I should let him do it. But you know, if I let him do everything, then how will I ever learn? Yeah, Tim, it don't fit.
No, it's hard.
Tim, it doesn't fit. Tim, it doesn't fit.
What?
Make it fit.
Oh, this is a real...
Crank seal.
No, stinker to fit. This one.
Oh, if in doubt, use a hammer. Right, so Tim's kindly sandpapered the inner edge. I feel like I should clean the back of this, you know. Tim, rag. Rag me, say that you'll rag me.
Oh, look at that. How nicely that just went.
Your cleaning up was rather well done. Tim, how much do I torque these to?
Tight.
Gun them. I don't know if they're tight enough, but
Yeah, they are.
job's a good one. So, we've got a new bumper in, which I think I've already shown you. We've got a nice new bumper in and ready to go.
Bonnet.
So, what? Yeah, bumper bonnet. So, me and Tim are quickly going to whip it off, the old one, and then whilst it's off, we're going to get the rocker covers fitted, and then we'll put the new bumper on it. The new bonnet on at the end, keeping Tim up. But let's do this. Give me the difficult side. Oh, it's well light. Oh, that makes it a nice little bit easier to work on. Right, now we're going to fit some rocker covers. But I'm going to get Tim to help because it's a bit fiddly and I'll probably muck it up somehow or another. So we're going to do it as a team. So we're going to start cleaning the rocker covers up, taking out the half moons. We're going to put sealant on them because there's no sealant on them. I'm assuming these have never been changed, but if they have been changed, we think there should be sealant on them. At least when you look online, it says to put sealant on them. So we're going to put sealant on the moons. Get those changed. Maybe that's why it's been leaking. Maybe they had the rocker covers changed and they didn't put sealant on, and maybe that's why we've got these leaks. But we can start with cleaning up our rocker covers. So I'll get some sandpaper. So I'm now going to whip this old seal out. Now, rumour has it when I remove this gasket around the outside, all these bolts that are lovingly held in are going to drop to the floor. Why didn't they just make my life easy? Oh no, they don't. They stay in. This is a great day. Next up, give it a little blast with some brake cleaner. Don't make a mess on the floor though, whatever you do. Tim doesn't like it when you make a mess on the floor. There may be trouble ahead. That's one rocker cover gasket changed on there. And now we can go and change our little Moonies, our Zach Mooney hands. Right, so these seals, these little half moon seals go in these gaps. Now, the ones we took out didn't have any sealant on, but we are going to change that when we do these ones.
Audi actually suggested it.
Audi suggested it on the phone, so, you know, might just say, second time I rang Audi, because the first time he told me that I had the right rocker cover gaskets and I did not, and that it didn't even have these half moon things on here. So you know what they say, second time lucky and all that jazz. So yeah, Tim's just putting some sealant on them basically, and then we'll put them in place. That's Bob's your mother's brother. It's like you're icing a cake, Timothy.
Oh, I put a lot more icing than this one. I'm icing a cake. But you wouldn't catch me icing a cake. So I mean, fine.
So I don't know if you can see that. Put sealant on the half moons, and then we've also put sealant on, I don't know if that can even be seen because I can't see the screen, but I'm guessing it is, sealant on the timing cover joints either side, just where the timing chain is. I'm hoping that's on camera. It's so warm today. Look how sunny it is. It's like the sunniest day of 2024 so far. Blue skies, but it's so warm. It's so hot. But yeah. So we've fitted the one rocker cover this side. So that is all done and down. I think I've rounded that one. Tim needs to have a look at it. I haven't tightened that one down there. Tim's going to do that one because my hands are fat. Look how fat they are. So, meantime, off camera, I've quickly cleaned this side up. So these are all nice and smooth. And then I've taken this rocker cover apart. So now we're going to smash that back on there. Get this one torqued up. Get this one torqued up. And then we're kind of at a standstill because we're waiting for this seal here still. But what we're going to do is smash the bumper on with the new strut. If anyone wants that bumper, they can have it. That's the right colour. Yeah. Yeah, and then that's pretty much as far as we can go. Although we can get the sump up and I can change the spark plugs. So, you know, there's a few little bits to do. But yeah, all good fun. Right, we have both rocker covers back on. So I'm going to give them clean up. I'm going to put the knock sensors back in because I have a real horrible feeling I'm going to forget if I don't do that now. So we've got some nice NGK spark plugs to go in. Hopefully these will do the job. Lovely jubbly. Oh, so now we can go around and tighten them all up. And sod having a V8. I suppose at least it's not V12. So just going to have a little clean up of kind of everything that I've got at the moment. I've already cleaned the coils, but I forgot to push record on the camera, so cleaned them up. Cleaned those up so they're all nice and clean and tidy. I'm just going to go around all my rocker cover bits, get those clean. So, wicked. Could do with some better rags, Tim.
Well, hopefully, once you fix them up, the new one.
Well, what I mean is now. Don't be long, get me one, is what I meant. Look at our rag. We just found this rag. It's an Audi shirt. Turn around. From, look, somewhere in Boulogne. This is someone's Audi garage from, this was in our rags. What are the chances of that? I wonder if we can locate the person. Ooh, that would be cool.
As if.
There we are. Two relatively clean rocker cover gaskets. Rocker cover seals. Might as well get the coil packs back in, so we'll get those back in now. That should be all fairly straightforward. They're in. Right, so we're going to quickly whack the bumper on because it's taking up space. Tim's quickly unwrapping it. You can see there next to the old one, it's like a completely different colour. This one is the correct colour. Just bought it off eBay. Don't know how much it was. At the end, I'll do how much I've spent because I spent a lot. Who uses parcel tape to stick to bodywork? Seriously. How hard is it to just chuck some masking tape on there?
But at the same time, only back
Anyway. And they only wrapped one half of the flipping thing, which is kind of annoying as well. But anyway, we're gonna chuck this back on, gets out of the way. The other one will just go to scrap. So yeah, let's get the bumper on. This is going to be so technical. Ta-ta! Bonnet fixed! Well, fitted, but not adjusted or anything. But we'll do that later, it just gets out of our way. So I'm running out of engine parts to do on this. So whilst we're waiting for parts, let's crack on with some of the like suspension-y, drive shafty, CV booty, whatever it is kind of bits. So massively split CV boot. Split CV boot. Oh, I can't see up there. Split CV boot. Lovely, jubbly. Then over here we've got one that's all good, and this one up here, there, also split. And then we've got this ball joint thing here, that is split. I've got a new arm there to go in. The headlight level adjuster appears to be hanging off, so we'll reattach that. I'm just going to remove this under tray brace because, hey, why not? And then I've bought new anti-roll bar brushes, not Power Flex or anything, but just replacement ones of those, so we'll get those in as well. So just about to start recording the suspension bits coming down, and then I've gone to take off the wheel and look, there's like 2 wheel bolts holding that wheel on. So then I thought, oh, let's go and look at the others, and we can do that together. How many we got? I can't see. 2 again. So we're missing a load of wheel bolts. I'm gonna guess the rears are the same. So, I know we've got a full set on the rear. So it appears to just be the fronts. So, yeah, it's a good start. Now I need to buy some wheel bolts. Fun times. Hang on a sec. Oh, you're joking. You have to use the joystick thing. You're joking me. Man alive, that is everywhere. Ma'am, can you open the bin? Ma'am, can you open the bin? Ma'am, can you open the bin? Quick, bin.
No,
What? Rush out? Great. Put that on the floor, Tim.
For God's sake.
It's now all over everywhere.
Yeah, I don't want it all over.
John, why would you do that?
I didn't know what was happening.
We told you not to come through yet.
Well, I'd already mopped it and was carrying it. I didn't realise you were moving so slowly. Bin! 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 They got caught on one of the wires. I didn't realise there was a wire tucked up in it. And they got caught on it. Didn't even get it on camera, that's the worst part.
Did you not?
No. Well, it falling would be on the camera. Right, pretty much back to where I started. Can't bother to clean anymore, but you know. Wheels are off. Good work. Oh, Tim, how do I undo that then?
Yeah, you'll have to knock it in. Guaranteed gun won't undo it.
I guarantee the gun will do it. It's a Woodalt.
Guarantee you the gun will not undo it.
It's a DeWalt, Tim. You have little faith.
Yeah,
Little faith.
No, it won't undo it.
Come on, Walt. Show him who's boss. How much battery you got? You got full battery. Right, bit of advertising for DeWalt here. Tim says, no, never. I say, let's be optimistic. Tim? 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 DeWalt won't undo it. You said that. Oh, hang on. Oh, done some damage there, haven't I? This doesn't work either. Tim. 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 Tim.
Yes, I have been listening to you in the back of my head.
Tim.
For the past 2 hours.
This doesn't work.
Do you know how you got to do that now?
Put a thing through the hole?
No. A screwdriver in the disc.
I'm going to try snapping a screwdriver first. Right, so this I can jam through there.
No. Put it through the disc. Through the hole, the groove in the disc, the slot.
Put there.
Yeah, but I don't feel it do it.
I can feel snappy long stockings coming on. Snappity snap.
Under the Hoover is two.
But where's the adapter?
Oh, no, not that one. Then.
Oh, hello. Hello, Nigella. Let's do this. Tim, I need someone with muscles. I'm going to need a tube.
Yeah, they're under the Hoover.
Under the Hoover. I wonder if some WD-40 would have gone amiss. Oh! Muscles! Tim, I've done that. I did that on my own. I'm just pleased we had the tool for it. That I was not expecting. About to whip this drive shaft out. I think, maybe. I'm not sure. Apparently I've got to loosen this off according to Tim, and that should allow me to pull this down, but I don't think that's going to work. Well, I just don't want to do it in a sec. I want to do it now.
I know.
It must have been love, but it's over now. Did it on my own, did it on my own. Quickly changing these, they're not really that bad to be honest, but you know. At least they're changed whilst they're down. Who needs a mechanic when you can just do it all on your own? I know what you did there, Tim, I know what you did.
You got it down?
You were teaching me a lesson. Oh, well, I don't know how they're meant to come out. I just undid the bolt.
It's part there. That's the idea of undoing them bolts. So you don't take that out. So that's odd. They're obviously well welded on there. Well, all I can
Well, that's
say-
what I levered it against.
Yeah, no,
I went like
it's that
this.
edge.
I went.
Oh, no, you meant to tap on.
But this is the thing. I've asked you for an hour to come out and give me a hand, and you just sat there and done exactly what you wanted. I have got to suffer, Tim.
You can put all them bolts in a lot easier now on the floor.
I'm suffering. I want you to suffer like I'm having to. I did a thing! I did a thing! I did a thing! So basically, these drive shafts are as dry as anything, so I'm not sure these are even going to be any good realistically, but we're going to put them back on the car and see. They're basically bone dry at either end, so we'll see how it goes. But Tim right now is smashing in some grease, and then we're going to chuck on a new CV boot and go from there. That grease did not go far. So we've got some additional grease because they're that dry. We're just going to chuck a load extra in there and make sure it's absolutely hanky-dory. Oh, it's a nice noise, isn't it? So yeah, Tim's currently rebuilding these because I'm not qualified. And, you know, I'm just lazy. Right, out of 100% being absolutely fine and 20% being not absolutely fine, what do you reckon the chances of these CV drive shafts being okay?
75%.
Okay.
How did you calculate that?
I'm good at guessing.
Do you think 75% of your personality came out in that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's about 100%.
That was 100. Manifold gaskets next. But they're all cleaned. Cleaned them all up nicely. Ooh. Oh, what have I done? Ooh, like brand new. Ooh, like brand new. And then we've also cleaned up this bit as well. So it should all be good. Front end's now back off again. Just a little quickie. I'm just going to put some oil in. Miriam, how many litres of oil does this take? Much as I hate to say it, Tim, you appear to be in my way. I've got the all-important job of giving the life plug. How many? 9 litres of oil. We'll put 9 in to start though, won't we, Tim? The life plug. Does anyone check there's a sump plug back in? No, me neither. I'd say it'd be coming out by now. Guys, make sure you put a sump plug in before you fill your car with oil. Tim, I've just wasted like a litre. See, John boy. Do you know what I think's weird? I had absolutely no problem getting it off. Is that where my pollen filter lives? It is! Tim, I'm going to change the pollen filter.
There we go. So you jump into something else.
Oh, what's that? That's come off. Whoa, Nelly! Timothy! Look at all that! Ooh, look at this Yankee Doodle dandy! Woo! So we're getting there. This thing, whatever this is back on. We haven't filled up the oil because we haven't put the sun back in. Throttle body is back on. Now it's just a matter of sorting out where all these go, replacing a couple of clippy long stockings. So that one's broken. So yeah, just getting all that back in. Just changed the pollen filter. Our new battery is fitted. So yeah, it's getting back together. We're getting there, but it's time to stop for the day. Boom. After my altercation with the, oh man, we're running a regen. I don't have my mic on, so I don't know how this sound's going to pick up, but after draining the oil, the fresh oil that I put in because I didn't put a sun plug on, I have a new sump gasket. I wonder if it's even right. It is right. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird gasket, silly thing. Just gonna wipe up that nice, fresh, clean oil. At least it's well drained and had a little flush through, Tim. Yeah. Gave it a little bit of a flush. It's right. Now to strip some threads. Good job. So, after spilling a litre on the floor, luckily we only need 9 litres, but I'm finally putting the oil in. Hopefully, we still have enough. Best start using Patronus, just in case they sponsor us like Formula 1. So Tim is currently remaking the breather pipes because they're all this plastic stuff. Have we got any of them? Have you pulled them all off? This tubing is the stuff we're replacing. This tubing here. So Miriam has kindly, well, partially cleaned the engine bay. I'd say I did the vast majority, and now she's in here doing the rest, making a nice mess on the floor. Ugh, I'll clean that up. But yeah, it looks nice and clean now. It's not perfect, but better than it was. I just invented this. Putting a hoover in the coolant pipe to suck all the coolant out. I'm quite proud of myself for that. So, the engine bay is now clean, and now it's time to put the front end on again for like the 3rd time or 5th time or whatever it is. But we're getting there now. I'm hoping today is going to be the day that we are going to start it up. We just need to basically get it all plumbed in, all the sensors and stuff put back together. Then we can start her up. Just swap the little plastic clippy long stockings off of that pipe, off a new one I bought. Basically, I bought that whole pipe there just to get the yellow clip off the
It
end.
wasn't quite the right pipe.
It's not the. I thought I'd bought the right part number, but I hadn't. So, but we've managed to nick one of the yellow things off it anyway. So we will have AC. That's a massive concern to me because every car in the world should have air conditioning. Was that not recording the whole time? Absolute disaster. Okay, so what I've done is I've attached these. And I had to cut this area here with a sensor because the condenser has the sensor in a different place. So I've had to cut a little section out of this area out to get this to fit. But they're all on, they're attached. They clip in at the bottom first, top second. Because I found that out after I bolted them on. I reckon that threaded well. So Tim's having massive issues getting the lower coolant pipe on under here somewhere. I'm sure he'll get it at some point. We're nearly there. Time to start. In this manual ATF, and it comes out not red, so we've not seen not red before. Well, apart from in Mercedes, which is blue. So we're going to put it in anyway. It says A2F, so it must be ATF. Let's get it in there. I can't do it, I'm too fat. It's not an excuse, it's a disability. So the issue is that you can't get anything on there to be able to undo that. So we're putting an Allen key head on there, and then we're going to try and undo it with a spanner.
It's going to hurt my hand.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt mine though. Hey, that made a nice clicky noise, it rounded off. Hey, so there you are guys, that's how you can do it. Allen key bit, 8mm, and then 10mm spatter. Let's get this thing filled with 9 litres of automatic transmission fluid. Anyway, let's get it full. Sometimes you just have to stop and have some watermelon. It's the way the world is at the moment. And watermelon makes the world go round. Who doesn't like watermelon? Basically no calories. I can't wait to hear you eat your...
I won't eat it like that. I eat it politely, prim, proper.
Delightful. Would you like something to win? So let's see how silent he actually is.
You heard it now.
Yeah, well, I need to hear. I want to hear where it gets hard. This is the bit that's hard to keep quiet. Here comes the big. So I've just gone to refit the coolant tank, and it's basically all broken. All the clips down the back are broken, so it can't be mounted anywhere. So I've ordered a new coolant cap, a new coolant tank from GSF. So hopefully get that in a couple of days. For now, the old one looks like it might have a hole in it. This here might be potentially a leak somewhere, but it's basically, I'm assuming that's what this cable tie is for. Here, I'm assuming that has been mounting this to something. But yeah, got a new one of these come in. But for now, we should be able to use it just for getting it started. So let's fill her up with coolant. Boom. Coolant currently running through. We can get the old girl started. Just going to chuck some power steering fluid in. Okay, so we basically have the barest minimum back together. The front end's on, all the fluids are in, so we're kind of ready to go. We're going to connect the battery and fire it up and see what happens. I'm not convinced that it's going to work, but I guess we'll find out. Right, Miriam, would you like to do the honours? Battery is connected, and now Miriam's coming in to start her. And we all get to see what happens. Oh, this could be my thumbnail. Oh good, that's a dent. I'll get that out later. Go it, do it, do it.
Ready off.
This is it. Oh, why'd you stop? It was about to start. Ah! thing!
Turn it off.
Oh,
The lead clips is no good on the power steering pipe, it's leaking.
no! It ran. This is a great day. Our only thing is this Jubilee clip here. So we're going to put a fresh Jubilee clip on there and fingers crossed, fire her up. So the leak for the power steering should now be fixed. We think, we hope. We came, we saw, we conquered. So we're firing the old go up again. On the button. Traction control but no engine lights. Holy moly! Never had any doubts. So we're just putting the last 6 litres in. We've already put 3 litres in and now it takes 9 litres I think in total. So we're just getting that in and then I think we'll chuck the wheels on and take it for move it off I think. I'm not sure. I'll do what Tim says. Right, so we had it running, filling up the stuff and it started making a horrendous noise. So we don't know what the noise was, but it sounded horrendous. And now it sounds all right. Power steering fluid's mint. Need some more coolant. Let's get some more coolant. Right, so the car is now done. It runs. But the last little thing for this video is to make some brackets for this little thing here. So I'm going to use this old battery cover thing. It's only thin, but I think it'll do the job. It's having a little moan at me because I haven't taken any measurements. But, you know, who needs measurements when you've got an eye for detail? Probably going to clean these up a bit, I think. Right, so that needs to go that way. Ta-da! All made myself. 1, 2. Safety first. Goggles. No one wants metal in their eyeballs. Wow, my metal working skills are incred. Ta-da! Little updated. I know. Might put these on eBay like a tenner. I'm getting to use all the fancy tools today. Never used one of these before. But this is probably going to go massively wrong. Then we'll probably use some pliers. I don't want to fancy knobbling my fingers off. So I've got my glasses on. Whoa! That I made a hole in it and everything. Holy macaroni! Oh, that's why you use pliers. So I've made this little bracket all on my own. Can you actually believe that? I'm impressed with that. That's impressive. But I don't know if it fits, but we'll find out now, I guess. It's loose because I think my bolt's too long. No, you...
What? Am I ruining
no,
the video?
I'm going to have to cut it out now, aren't I?
Am I ruining the video?
So these are my brackets in all their glory. They're actually pretty sturdy, you know. I thought they were quite flimsy. Anyway, that is it for this. Like, comment, subscribe. That is it. Next time we're tackling the bodywork, getting that done. See you later.